Howdy y'all, welcome to my channel. My name is Karina and I'm going to talk to you about how I survived my first semester at Texas A&M University. I'm gonna let you know, I'm gonna be real honest, the first week or so was a huge struggle. I was miserable, I was stressful, I was full of stress. It was really bad, honestly. The first week was really bad, but I got through it. So I'm going to tell you what I did to get through it and what I wish I would have known before I started my semester at Texas A&M. So I made a list to talk about. Going to be very transparent, very honest through this whole shindig I got going on. Número uno. Know how to study. Okay, that is the biggest, one of the most important things you can do to be successful at A&M. I did not know how to study. I made good grades in high school. I made pretty good grades at my community college. So it felt like I knew how to study already, but in reality, I did not. Okay, you cannot procrastinate, and that's gonna be another one, but you cannot expect to study or have a cram session the night before a test. At A&M, test days are big days. It is like something that needs to be on your planner. It's something that needs to be prepared for. You have to study little by little every day. Be very organized with all your material. I don't know, you might even want to like look up YouTube videos or something about learning how to study effectively, because I did not know how to study, and that really kicked my butt the first semester at Texas A&M. Number two. Attend T camp or fish camp. I was a first generation college student. My parents are amazing and they really helped me to succeed in college. They gave me all the tools I needed. They were just wonderful as I was starting college. They helped me move into my dorm. They did everything that they needed to do as parents. But the one thing that I really wish I would have known is to go to transfer camp or T camp, because by the time I got to campus, I moved in, I didn't know where anything was. It's a huge campus. I went to high school, it was like 17 people in my graduating class. And you can imagine moving to campus and there's thousands of people everywhere. You don't know where anything is, and this campus is huge, okay? Very, very big. So go to T camp, make some friends there, get acquainted with campus, learn where everything is at. Learn the yells. It took me forever to learn the yells. So I just wish I would have went to T camp or transfer camp and I would have learned what I needed to learn. You really kind of don't think it's important, I guess, at the time if you don't know anything about A&M, but it's so important and it would make your whole college experience so much more fun if you know the yells, if you know all the traditions at Texas A&M. Number three. Do not procrastinate. So this is kind of stemming off of number one. Don't procrastinate for anything. If there's a time to learn when to not procrastinate, it's going to be when you're in college, okay? You cannot put anything off until the last minute when you're in college. You kind of want to, but just don't. Don't procrastinate when it comes to studying. Just don't do it. Number four, it is okay to cry. In my experience, like I said, it was miserable for me the first week of my first semester at A&M. It was a huge campus. I was this one girl, thousands of people. I didn't know anybody. I did not have any friends. So it was very overwhelming for me. I missed my family. I just didn't really know how to pass my time other than studying and going to my dorm room alone. So one day, it was like the second week of school. My first semester was in January, so it was really cold. It was raining. I had like this whole dramatic moment where I was just walking outside. It was walking from West Campus to my dorm on the south side. And I just was getting wet and cold, and I was just like, I don't have any friends. I would see people walking in groups and talking and laughing, and I'm just like walking by myself, and I just felt like a freaking antisocial freak. Anyway, so I decided to go to my car, which was in the West Campus garage, called my mom up. I was like, Mom, I don't have any friends and it's really hard. And I was crying and crying and crying. And she just basically was like, it's okay, you know, like she was just doing the whole mom thing and like telling me it was gonna be okay. So after I got all those tears, all those emotions out of my system, I said, you know what? I need to just suck it up, make some friends, and just like have a good time. Don't throw a pity party, okay? Because pity parties just only have one person, and that's you. Okay, so I just got over it. Stopped crying, but it did feel good to get all that out of my system. So I'll tell you about how I made friends later. Anyway, that was number 4. Number 5, make friends in class or join a student organization. So that's something I wish I would have done the first semester. Joined a student organization, maybe just one, something small, something you're interested in. But yeah, I didn't do that, but I should have. Anyway, the first friend I made was in my nutrition class. I'm a nutrition major. And she was just sitting there by herself. It was early. I always got to my classes very early. I was very good with attendance. So anyway, she was studying outside of the door before the class opened. It was an auditorium style class. And she was sitting out there, and I figured, okay, this is just one girl. If she rejects me as being a friend, then it won't be so embarrassing because nobody else can see. I just kind of approached her, and I was like, hey, you want to be like study buddies? Okay, I didn't say it so lame like that. I was like, hey, are you in Nutrition 202? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, cool, me too. I was like, you want to study together? And she was like, sure. So we ended up sitting by each other, and then we started talking a little bit. We had some stuff in common, and then we started like studying together for the class. And then we just kind of started studying together for other classes, and it was more interesting than studying by yourself. You know, say you go to Evans Library, you want to get a coffee at Poor Yorick's, which is not there anymore, I guess. But anyway, so we just had fun studying, and it was really nice. So, number 6, go to office hours or find a tutor. Okay, so if you need help, you need to reach out for help. This applies to anything, whether it's school, whether you're a baby and you need somebody to pick up your toy. It applies to everything. If you need help, ask for it. Okay, nobody's gonna come to you, try to hold your hand, ask you if you're doing okay, ask you if you need help with organic chemistry. Nobody's gonna come to you. You have to go to them, okay? You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink, okay? So, anyways, go to office hours, talk to your professors, let them know who you are in the beginning. Don't just show up there at the end of the semester begging for them to curb your grade. You know, let them get to know you from the very beginning. Let them know that you are interested and you are very passionate about their class. So yeah, go to office hours, ask for help. My hardest class my first semester was organic chemistry. It was a whole different world. Chemistry was never my strong point, let alone the monster that is organic chemistry. It was like I was like this little tiny person, and organic chemistry was a huge giant, and it just wanted to stomp on me. I'm gonna be, like I said in the beginning, I'm gonna be very honest about this in my video, all my experiences at Texas A&M. So organic chemistry was the reason for a lot of my tears my first semester. Okay, so the first test, I made a 16 out of 100. 16 was my grade on that test. It was ridiculous. I remember getting my test back and I cried. I didn't understand it. It was so foreign to me. So I remember when the professor went to the front of the classroom and he was talking about the test averages. He said the lowest grade was a 14. And like that, surprisingly and shockingly, made me happy because I figured I am not the dumbest kid in this class. I'm not saying that he was dumb or she was dumb, but I felt dumb as a rock. And I just felt like, okay, I'm used to making good grades, and I just made a 16 on my test. So anyway, what was my point? Oh yeah, so go to office hours. Yeah, go to office hours and don't make 16s on your test. Is to take care of your mind and body. Try not to stress yourself out too much. Do things that relax you, whether it be yoga, exercising, walking your dog, and take care of your body. Eat healthy, get enough sleep, exercise is endless. Just make sure you take care of yourself because that is very important. Do not burn yourself out in college. Number 8. Okay, towards the end of the semester, you're gonna have to make the hard decision. You're gonna have to decide whether you need to drop a class or not. Now, this is not something that I was proud of. This is not something that's a proud moment, like, hey, I'm gonna drop a class. It only costs a couple $1,000s. Fine, just drop it. Who cares? No, it's horrible. So, like I said, that first semester, I struggled with organic chemistry. I had like a very, very low F. It was horrible. And I just talked to my professor, and he was like, had me questioning whether I needed to even be majoring in nutrition. It has a lot of science that's involved, has a lot of chemistry. So he was like, you might want to switch your major. And I was like, yeah, I'll think about it, but no. So I dropped my class. It sucked. It was a waste of money, but I did not get an F that year, that semester on my transcript. So I did drop it. Just FYI, I did take it again and I got a B. But anyway, it was really hard. So I dropped that class, focused on my other classes, and yeah, it was kind of a tough decision, but I think it was the best decision because I did not want to F on my transcript, and I didn't want it to affect my GPA. Number 9. Be prepared for finals. Okay, assuming that you're not dropping classes like I did, which I hope that doesn't ever happen to you. Just know that you need to really be prepared for finals. It's a huge moment in the life of a Texas A&M student or any college student. Hopefully you have all your notes organized. You already have a good relationship with your professor. This is a stressful time in college. And this is one of the most interesting times if you are like me and you're very curious about people and you like to kind of just see kind of the crazy things people do. The most funny, the most interesting, the funniest thing I've ever seen during finals was this girl was seriously in a tree talking to squirrels, grasping for them, trying to get their attention, and she was talking to them, and it was the most fabulous thing I have ever seen. It was very inspiring. It made me realize that if she can talk to a squirrel, then I can talk to anybody. I mean, like, I can make friends with anybody. This girl just made friends with squirrels. So she was very inspiring to me, and she made me into a better person that day. Number 10, the last piece of advice I have to give you is have fun. Enjoy your time at Texas A&M. Don't just be stressed out. Don't cry in the car all the time. Like I only cried once, FYI. But have fun. Enjoy yourself. Soak it all up. Eat at Sabisa a lot. Go to Evans Library. Get coffee if there's still a coffee place there. You can also have fun in the annex. Laugh at people who are just being silly during finals time. Say howdy to people when you see them. Just enjoy your time in college because it really does fly by fast. I really miss my college years. Some of the best times of my life. So have fun. So that's all for today, folks. Thanks for watching. If you have your own tips of how to survive the first semester of college, please let me know. If I left something out, please let me know in the comments. And do not forget to like and subscribe. Thanks and giggle.